Okay, welcome to the video. We are with a Canyon. Someone asked me to do a quick Durianrider review, first impressions of this Canyon CF Evo 10. It is a rim brake bike, savetherimbrake.com. It looks very lightweight, but it could be lighter still. Now, what is Canyon? Canyon is a German brand made in China. Let's go to the Canyon website. A bit of hype here. Let's turn up the volume. Canyon. Very sexy marketing there. Let's have a look at Hambini, who's also an engineer. What's his opinion of Canyon engineering? Let's listen to Hambini.
Carbon construction, BB86 bottom bracket. You're probably thinking, well, what could go wrong here? And the answer is everything, right? Had it scanned. Now, the guy that does my NDT said this frame was basically shit. He said it was...
Which, let's listen more.
Was amongst the worst in terms of voids and general debonding and all of that stuff. Is it going to fail catastrophically? Unlikely in the lifetime of the frame, but he said the manufacturing quality on this was crap, and he wouldn't buy one himself. So
that is Hambini talking about Canyon engineering. Now, I would agree and disagree with Hambini. I do love his honesty. He's just, he just says how he feels it, and that's very rare in today's world and extremely rare in the pretentious industry of cycling. But I would say that voids in a frame, in my opinion, don't really matter too much. You know, what matters is your bottom bracket. Does your bottom bracket fit properly? Does it, does there slop in there? Does it get ovalized? And Hambini is claiming this Canyon frame has some ovalization issues, so it wasn't perfectly done. That's why my frames, my Pragma frames, I use BSA, because BSA is a threaded design. It's a lot easier to just get it right. Press fit is just, it's more, more errors there. Press fit is cheaper, but it is, it's far cheaper because you don't have any threads in there to glue it in there, but it's more prone to issues, creaking, ovalization. Especially if you're a strong rider, you can ovalize your press fit BB30 or your B86. BB86. So that is the engineering there. I do think Canyon make a nice looking bike. I have some issues with a few things. We'll get to that in a second. But that is Hambini's opinion on the engineering. Also wanted to cover the voids. There's a guy on YouTube called Lucia Technic Rao. He's also an Aussie, and he talks about voids in the frames. The void is a bit of an air bubble in the carbon layout. And I personally don't find it's a problem. Cosmetically, it doesn't look good on camera. But I've never, ever seen in 22 years of racing bikes, I've never seen a carbon bike fail from anything other than the crash or over-tightening of the fork steerer or the seat post over here over-tightening. I've never seen one actually snap. I have seen, actually, I lie, I have seen ISP seat posts snap on a Trek after I got landed on a jump by a fat guy. But other than that, I haven't seen anything just like, you don't see just tubes just failing like that. You do see over torque steerers snapping, uncut steerers, stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Ring of death, you see that. But the void, even Hambini says in this video, it doesn't affect the structural. It's not just going to fail on you. So the void, it's good for YouTube videos for Lucia Technique. Cuts them open, shows them how rough they are finished. But in terms of safety, it's a non-issue. It's something in your handlebars, maybe. It could be an issue if you stem clamp forces, but you can have voids all through here. This isn't just going to rip off in half. That just never happens. Never, ever happens. Unless you smash it in the back of a car. Now let's have a look at the price range here. So we've got some beautiful photography here. Let's discover the Evo. And we'll give credit where credit's due is that Canyon is still doing rim brake. Japanese carbon, German engineering. Now, we're about China. That's where the frame is made in China. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think we should have some Chinese recognition here. And I don't like that. So I would call it, is it racism? But leaving it, the bike's made in Japan, in China. So it should be Japanese carbon, Chinese hands, German engineering. Why are we leaving the China element out of here? This is how pretentious cyclists are. So this cockpit here, my issue with this is you can't, you either love it or you hate it. And you can't rotate the stem, flip it or whatever. It's just fixed. It's dumb. It's dumb, but it's very, very cheap to make. It's very cheap to make. 270 grams, and it's light. We've got a Solitalia saddle. They're not bad. It's got the Schmalke post, 27.2 looks like, not bad. But again, it's got an issue with the proprietary seat clamp. What if you have an issue with that down the track or lose a bolt? It's got the knock-on cables there, nice and light. SRAM Axis. I'm a big SRAM fan, but this stuff is heavy. Let's have a look at the weights here. We've got the SRAM weight. So we've got Axis with the power meter, rim, that's almost maybe 500 grams, 400 to 500 grams heavier than my 2008 SRAM 10-speed red. That's 400 to 500 grams heavier. So we could make this bike even lighter, Zip wheels, I love zip wheels, but the zip hubs, I find them to be undurable. So this bike could definitely be lighter. We've got a super light seat post on there, but we're stuck with SRAM Axis group set, which is heavy as, it's about as heavy. It's almost as heavy as Shimano 105. So that's the deal. How much are these bad boys? Whoa, 12 grand. Wow. 12, well, it's not too bad. Cheaper than the Specialized, but $12,000. And the latest model is heavier than the 2014 model, which was lighter than this. So if I was, for me, the 2014 Canyon was better because it had standard bars and stem. You could rotate an angle, dial in your fit. Look at this. You can't even adjust the stem. I mean, you can maybe do it online, maybe, but it's just a lot of faffing around. That sucks. That sucks. But it suits the noob rider who doesn't understand the importance of bike fit. You're buying it online, so I think that's pretty exy for just a online price bike. That's my opinion. I do like the color. It looks pretty cool with the gum walls. I like that. The SRAM Axis, not a fan. I rode it the other month actually. It's slow shifting. I prefer SRAM mechanical. That's my favorite. So we've got THM fibula brakes. They work all right. They work pretty good. So yeah, otherwise, not bad. We've got different colorways, have we? Anyway, let's get back to the claim weights, 5.67. I disagree with that weight. I'd like to see that in the scales first. This is all 5.67. What size is that? What's the conditions here? Is that with cables or without? What's the deal? But, it's just a cheap Chinese frame, big money, big markup. That's an incredible markup. That's amazing. They're a nicely finished brake. A lot of work got done to those. That's a bit of engineering there. These braking surfaces do work good. I love the zip rims. They work great, but the hubs, shocking. Just shocking. Crazy. Anyway, let's listen to what Hambini says.
We go from there. Then we come to the bit that the guy sent me the framing for, which is the bottom bracket. Now, I've already measured the bottom bracket with a laser, and it's completely on the piss. So we've got the, a couple of good things about it. It's square that way. So the axial direction, that run out there is pretty good. And the same thing on the other side. However, this hole is completely fucking oval on the drive side, and is oval also on the non-drive side. Now, the chap that sent it to me did his own measurements and came to the conclusion it was oval, but he wasn't sure if his caliper was accurate or not, so he sent it, and so I've measured it, and it is oval. Ovality isn't generally too much of a problem to correct. However, ovality combined with misalignment between the two halves, so this half and this half, is a problem to correct.
So this is Hambini's issue, is he's like, why are these bikes so expensive when often or potentially the bottom bracket can be ovalized or not even square? And I have to agree with him on that. He is no holds barred, honest opinion there. So this is an example. He's had 55,000 views, which is a lot of views. It's a 58-minute video, which means it's getting a lot of audience attention. And so Hambini, I won't show it here, but he just goes through all the pros and cons of the ovalization. So I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Canyon and brands don't use BSAs, because it's cheaper. I mean, these bikes are so expensive. It only costs them an extra few bucks. You literally just a few dollars more to put a BSA bottom bracket in there, But again, because the BSA is old school, even though it's the best, the pretentious buyers who would buy a bike like this, who would buy a bike with a fixed handlebar and stem. Fixed handlebar and stem. So if you don't like the angle, too bad. This is all about the Instagram angle. Far out. For my wrist angle is more important than Instagram angle, right? That's just whenever I see integrated cockpit, I'm like, okay, we're looking for Instagram points here. So that's the issue there. But anyway, that's a bit of common sense. Hambini goes on about it. He also goes after Cervelo, and I do find his stuff pretty entertaining. I think on similar parallels of our opinions, strongly opinionated people, and he does a bit of troll factor there with the princess. And anyway, share your comments, thoughts down below. I think the Canyon do make a nice product. I think they could make it a lot better. Put a BSA bottom bracket in there. Get rid of this wanky integrated stuff. Put a standard seat clamp in there. But again, Canyon can't do that because the customer who buys a Canyon bike generally wants this sort of wanky stuff, So that's why I do it with my bikes, my Pragma bikes, BSA bottom bracket, standard seat post clamp, standard fork, things like that. Just pragmatic designs. But hey, if you want to buy a bike with hassles down the track, then you can buy whatever you want to buy. It's your money. So we're just giving you a bit of a heads up here, and that's the deal. Otherwise, see you on the road. Thanks for watching.